It's hard because who wants to be transgender? Like, you know, it's not a choice. It's like an emotional roller coaster.
Dylan is 16 and, like most people his age, is in the middle of his GCSEs. But unlike his classmates, he's also beginning the process of changing gender. He was born a she, but says he knew from when he was 3 that he was in the wrong body.
I think the hardest part is the self-acceptance. I'd say that's the hardest part, being transgender, self-acceptance. Because all I want to be is just born a boy. I have to go through a whole process just to become who I am. And it can be really, it's a waiting game because the waiting lists and the appointments and it's constant forever, yeah.
Dylan changed his name and transitioned to male socially over 2 years ago, but has yet to start on any testosterone or have any operations to begin his physical transition to male. He's been travelling from his home in Coventry to the Tavistock Clinic in London, one of just 2 specialist gender clinics for young people in Britain, where he undergoes rigorous assessments before he can start on the next step.
This was when I was a baby.
People will say that you can be too young to transition. What age do you think is the right age?
You're never too young, I don't think. Because you know from the moment when you can talk, there are girls that are tomboys, but I hated being called tomboy because I knew it was still a girl, but you're masculine. I knew that I was different from being a tomboy.
What was it like for you before you transitioned?
I'd cry all the time. Do you know when I never knew what sadness was until then? Because when I'm sad now, it's different to then. So I was much sadder then. Like, depression isn't sadness, but it's like, you know, you feel disconnected.
So when you're feeling low, what do you do to try and help yourself?
When you get like that feeling that you're sad and it's hard to deal with, I kind of like search YouTube videos up and to help me. It's kind of reassurance that I was going to be like not okay, but like reassurance that I'm not the only one dealing with it.
Hey guys,
One of those YouTubers is 18-year-old Noah. He too credits social media with helping him come to terms with his gender identity, calling himself Noah to his online friends first until he felt confident to tell those around him at home in Berkshire.
I'm transgender. Like, it hurts me to know, a lot of you probably already know, like, I look like a girl, so it's kind of obvious to some of you that I'm not born as a dude, or I wasn't born as a dude.
He's since shared some of his most intimate moments.
She likes to be a boy sometimes.
From egg freezing to enable him to have biological children in the future.
It's like period pain, but like,
really worse.
Yeah.
To starting on testosterone to begin the physical change that he has so long desired. Even involving his mom to help others confide in their parents.
Did I seem happier after I came out?
Yes.
That one's from the USA, Canada, from France, Naples.
In the process, becoming an international agony uncle to his fans, receiving desperate letters asking for his advice from across the world.
I'm really questioning my gender right now. I cut my hair short a few months ago, which was cool. But now my parents are all, grow it out, you look like a boy. And then come the dreaded questions, why aren't you growing it out? Do you want to be a boy?
How much pressure is it getting these letters about people going through these kind of crises at home and you having to respond to that?
It's like, it is a lot of pressure. Like, it gives me a lot of stress, but obviously I'd rather like help people than have them have no one to talk to. But I can also see like a lot of myself in some of these letters. So like, I can see people going through the same experiences I was going through like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And I don't know, a lot of the time I have to write like, it will be okay, because some people are like writing to me like, they're like, I just don't know what to do anymore.
And on the question of when people should be able to transition.
Transitioning socially, I feel like any age is appropriate, but when medical intervention comes in, I feel like, yeah, I feel like you do have to be older, like 16, 18.
And when we brought Noah, Dylan and their mums together for the first time, they had a lot to talk about.
You're right, Noah. Are you good?
Comparing experiences.
I watch your videos, they're great.
In a world that perhaps has a way to go to understand the journey they've been on. Do you find it frustrating when people say things like, oh, they just woke up one day and decided to be transgender, or...
I don't find it frustrating, I just think go away. I don't really care what you think. If you don't get it, you don't get it, that's fine. But this is our reality. And if you don't understand it, go and find some way of getting your head around it. Because it is real. You know, this is happening, this is my son.
And they should have the right to live their lives as normal, as just doing everyday things, and not be afraid to go places, which sometimes they can be. You know, because it's not easy for them sometimes to go out in certain situations, and, you know, and why do you worry?
Do you think that you're being questioned
Yes.
as well?
Yes.
Absolutely. It's like, what did you do so badly wrong?
Yeah, that's it. I even
Yeah.
had one say to me, you didn't have enough female role models in your family? And I was thinking, oh my God. I said, excuse me, what do you mean by this?
Are you out of school?
Yeah.
When did you come out?
I came out 2 years ago now, in year 10.
Jesus.
I think, yeah, it was actually all right.
I didn't like really enjoy school. I didn't feel like comfortable enough to come out because it was like a boarding school. So like it's not like I could come out and then like just go home and cry a bit like about it, like if someone was mean to me, but like I was like living there.
What do you make of people who say that things like your YouTube channel, for example, would encourage people to be trans?
It's a bit ridiculous. I've heard that argument so much. When I talk about being trans, I don't talk about it as some like massive positive thing, like, hey, you should be trans, like this is great.
Yeah,
it's more just like how my life is and how being trans has affected it. Like I'm just like, sometimes like I feel like horrible about myself.
It's a bit of guidance.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what helped me, to be honest, because like before I came out, I was just like watching like, well, what happened?
That's what I did.
Like 1 week on
I did that.
testosterone. What other chick got a beard yet?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I get you.
And so to the future, to operations, testosterone, and all the upheaval that comes with that. But also freedom from the feeling of being trapped in the female body they were born into.